How's it going, Nez Nation? Thank you so much for being here. In this video, I'm going to teach you everything you need to know about how to navigate the new LinkedIn platform. We're going to walk through step by step, especially if you're a beginner, but even if you're an advanced LinkedIn user, you're going to get a lot out of this because there's a brand new LinkedIn update that I actually received fairly long ago, but I know a lot of you are getting this very recently. I was looking through Twitter. We're going through an amazing election, unprecedented election right now, yesterday, and a lot of you were commenting on the new LinkedIn look. And, I'm recording this as of, November 5th, 2020. And this is the newest layout that LinkedIn has brought out. I'm going to just kind of go through everything step by step. If you're looking for tutorials on, how to build a LinkedIn profile, how to build my brand, how to build content, how to, really maximize and optimize my LinkedIn profile, I'm going to leave links in the description down below where you can get everything. And if you're interested in learning how to advance your career, how to grow your online business, make money online, this is the channel for you. You definitely want to consider clicking subscribe and hitting that bell notification so that every time I post videos, which is every single week, 2, 3, 4 videos a week, you get notified. Okay, without further ado, what you're looking at right now, let's jump right into this. So this is the main LinkedIn platform. This is the first page that you see. This is what's called the home feed. If I click on that LinkedIn icon in the top left, so every time you click on that, it just basically refreshes. And when I say refresh, what that means is that you're going to get back onto the home page. Okay. And so that's really important to know because this is the kind of sort of like the main feed. If you're used to Facebook, and I apologize, you might get some message pop-ups or what have you. This is all live. I'm all connected. I want this to be as real, as authentic, as helpful and step-by-step, just really concrete and true to form as possible for you guys, so you guys get a real feel for what's happening here. And so, this is where you can see the people that you're connected to. This is where you can see like content, like you can see right there. I can see Craig's post right there, who actually, funny enough, I had Craig on my live stream podcast show very recently. And, if you yourself, and a lot of people ask me this, Nez, how do I do this? If you yourself are interested in posting content on LinkedIn, which I highly advise that you do that, especially if you want to really get the most out of the platform. A lot of people have commented how the new LinkedIn kind of looks a lot like Facebook. So I would disagree with that, but I can kind of see what they're talking about. I think LinkedIn is a much more powerful platform than Facebook, and you get a lot more reach and a lot more miles per dollar, if you will, with your LinkedIn content. And so you can see right here, each one of these buttons right here, you're going to see photo. Okay. And, this is, if you click on that, you'll be able to basically select an image. You'll see a file come up and you'll be able to select an image to share with your followers. Okay. If you want to post a video, and by the way, I'm using everything. I'm basically demonstrating this tutorial on desktop. I think, the mobile app is fantastic. And I know a lot of us are on the go, and a lot of us, we use these different platforms on mobile a lot. But if you really want to get the full breadth and depth of the exact, what really the platform is all about, it's good to kind of start on desktop because it doesn't matter if you're on Mac, or it doesn't matter if you're on on a PC. The desktop experience is really where you get the full kind of scope of what this platform is all about and what it can do for you. And plus, making changes to your LinkedIn profile and making changes and posting things is a lot easier on desktop as well. Don't get me wrong, mobile's awesome, and I use mobile all the time. I've got tutorials on how to use LinkedIn Stories, which just came out very recently. It still hasn't rolled out to everybody, and you can definitely navigate and post awesome content. And a lot of the things that I'm going to talk about right now are going to relate to how you can implement. You can implement the same things on on mobile as well, but I'm using desktop because this is where you should start. I think this is where you should really immerse yourself in this platform and really get a feel and taste for what it's all about and what it can do for you. And so also one thing I should mention is I would definitely, even if you're on Mac, I would definitely download Chrome, okay, Google Chrome, for these platforms, because I have noticed that using Safari or Internet Explorer or things like that, it just doesn't have the same high quality translation as it does on Google Chrome. Let's go through just the basics here on so you've got the home page here, the home feed, which I said you can also click not only the LinkedIn icon in the top left, but I'm going to go through these guys, very, very soon. I'm going to go through what do these buttons mean? Okay. We got home, we got network, jobs, messaging, notification. I'm going to go through each one of these so you get an idea of what exactly that entails and how that looks. But the first thing that I want to do is let's just go through, if we can. Let's go through and kind of see, okay, what is the layout here? So we're on the home page. You can see at the very top where it says start post, that's where you can actually, like I said, you can post a photo, video. You could even post a job if you wanted to, if you're a company or, entrepreneur, small business, big business, what have you. You can post a job. It's very cool. Like if you click on job here, it'll ask you to select which company that you're working for. And obviously, I have my own personal branding consulting agency. I also am an executive career coach on LinkedIn, a partner of YouTube, and I still do teach at the university part-time as a business communications professor. I don't just call myself professor for no reason, y'all. So that's pretty cool. And then you can also write an article. I'm gonna go through all that, but let's first go through just the layout here. I want to just go through the layout here. I'm going to start kind of what I'd like to do is I apologize for kind of, yeah. Okay, so here's what I want to do. I want to just kind of go through the layout, okay? So what does each side mean? So over here to the left, let's go left to right. I'm just going to take this step by step, okay? So let's take the left column. So over here, you can see that your LinkedIn profile is shown, okay? And you could always just click on that if you want to go to your LinkedIn profile really fast. And there's also in the top toolbar, you can do that. I'll talk about that in a second. Now, over here, you're seeing who's viewed your profile and who's viewed your posts. And then you'll see something that says see all premium features. Now, a lot of people have asked me about this, especially my clients. Hey, Nez, do I need to get LinkedIn Premium? Now, if you don't know what LinkedIn Premium is, let me just click on my profile. Anytime you see that insignia right there, that little insignia right there on anybody's profile, individual has a premium LinkedIn profile. Okay, that's basically what that means. Now, do you need a LinkedIn profile premium? This is where I get the question a lot. I'm going to go back and click on home. Okay. This is where I get that question a lot. Now, I get a ton of value from LinkedIn Premium, and I'll tell you what that entails and how much I even pay every month. I get a ton of value from LinkedIn Premium. Why? Well, because I am a business owner, right? I run an agency where we help individuals and brands build their presence online, get more, earn more, grow faster, stress less. I help people with their resume. I help people with their brand. I help people with their LinkedIn profile. So it makes sense to me to have premium, because what premium does is it not only gives you analytics, and watch, I'll just click on see all premium features. Not only does it give me analytics, not only does it tell me who's viewed my profile, but I also get over here, which I want you to kind of pay attention to on the right, you get personalized insights. These are really important. I get InMail credits. Now, what in-mail credits are, and you'll see down here, there's all these kind of features, right? 15 in-mails per month. You get to see who's viewed your profile. You get business insights, job insights, unlimited people browsing. You get access to LinkedIn Learning, which I'll talk about later, which is an amazing, I mean, you can actually get certifications from LinkedIn Learning. It's just basically a library of courses on different topics, from job search to public speaking to, being a digital marketer, learning how to use social media, everything, right? How to organize, time management, leadership. It's amazing. You also have an open profile, which is really, really cool because you can be open for business, which actually helps you with search. And I'll talk about that later. You've got a resume builder built in because Microsoft owns LinkedIn. But that's not even as big as the in-mail credits. The reason that the in-mail credits are so big is because when you have in-mail credits, you're able to contact, right? I mean, you got to think, guys, LinkedIn is not Facebook, okay? And so one of the biggest assets that LinkedIn has is this unbelievable audience of company decision makers. The people who make the decisions at all the major Fortune 100, 50, 500 companies are all on LinkedIn. And the cool thing is if I wanted to contact the CTO of Salesforce, I could do that on LinkedIn. But the problem is that if you want to in-mail that individual, you cannot message them or send them a message without, basically knowing them, being connected with them, being a friend of theirs. Having these in-mail credits allows you to send a message to them, and you get 30 or 15, depending on how much you pay. You can always buy more. You get to go directly to them, and you don't have to be connected to them. You don't have to know who they are. You don't have to be in their network. That is a huge positive, because if you're like me as a business owner, as a content creator, a media company, it's really, really important to make connections. It's extremely important to network. It's extremely important to build real relationships. I have been on LinkedIn, as I said, since 2007. I've been building my LinkedIn brand, on my business on LinkedIn since 2007, and that means I have over 20,000 followers and 20,000 connections, and I'll go through that in a second. That's paid massive dividends for me in my business. And so a lot of people ask me, is it worth it, Nez? I'm just going to go back to the homepage here. Is it worth it, Nez, for me to get LinkedIn Premium? Yes and no, because it depends. So it depends on, what you need it for. I would say it's worth it to get LinkedIn Premium if you're a business, for sure. Even if you're just a small business. I would say it's not worth it for LinkedIn. A premium is not worth it for you if you're either not a business entity or somebody who needs leads, customers, and clients, or if you're not currently in the process of transitioning, finding a new career, looking for a job. I think it's worth it to get premium if you are searching and you are in the midst of your career advancement, career transition phase, because, again, you'll be able to see who's viewed your profile. You'll be able to get personalized custom insights, and you'll be able to in-mail those individuals without having to worry about being connected to them. That's a huge bonus. As I tell my clients all the time, it's one thing to have an amazing profile. It's one thing to have an amazing resume, but you have to go after it. And by going after it means following up. By going after it means putting boots on the ground, being proactive, actually engaging, doing the best you can to reach out and say, hey, here I am. If you don't toot your own horn, nobody else will. If you don't go after it and value yourself, nobody's going to value you. So that's when I think it's worth it, okay? Now, getting back to the tutorial. So on LinkedIn, you also have, so down here, I have a company page, obviously, and then also hashtags. I can actually I have a personalized hashtag. You can see my hashtag sign over here, Nez Nation. It also identifies what groups you belong to. LinkedIn groups are pretty useless for the most part. I think it's going to get better, but right now it's pretty much useless. A company page is pretty much useless right now too, unless you're unless you're advertising a lot. It also, down here, you can see followed hashtags. So these are hashtags that I follow. And so I get notifications on that, and I get posts that go to that specific hashtag. So that's kind of cool. And so that's the left column. And then the center column, obviously, is the actual feed. Okay, and this is where you can see all the content. You can see the people that you follow. What are they posting? What are people talking about? Who's doing what? Who's getting a job promotion? Who's looking for a job? Who's talking about something interesting? You can see right there, Timothy Cole, who actually is a connection of mine and was a client of mine, celebrating a year at S&T Bank. Good job, Timothy. Congratulations. So this is just posted today. And so, I'm sorry, he's not a client of mine. He was a potential client of mine. So yeah, very cool. So you can really, it's just like, this is where maybe people talk about the Facebook kind of similarity. Okay, let's go back to the top. So that's the feed. And I talked about how to post. Okay. And I'll go more in detail with that when we get to the actual profile. And then, okay, let's look at the right-hand column. And then at the very end, what I'll do is I'll go through those toggle switches, those tabs at the very top. Those are something that a lot of people have question marks about. So on the right-hand side of the column, you'll see, which I think is really, really cool. I especially love the data beneath this. As I told you at the top of this tutorial, we're in the midst of an unprecedented historic election that has not even been decided. Maybe by the time you're watching this, it has been decided. And, gosh, I wonder. Leave a comment down below. Let me know. So you can see LinkedIn News. It's really, really cool. But LinkedIn News will post kind of top stories, top trending things that people are discussing, talking about, things that are happening in business, things that are happening in, the marketplace, what's happening in the job marketplace, and, just trending news items. And so if I click on, election updates, you'll see that, you'll see over here, if I kind of zoom out here, you'll see that they're talking about election updates, right? And so there's all these battleground states. It looks like Biden is still probably going to win this. And then you'll see all the people who are posting about this, all the people who are talking about this. This is really interesting because I think that LinkedIn does such a great job. I'm just going to go back to the homepage now. We're going to stick to that right column. I think LinkedIn does such a great job of really, what I think they do a great job of is curating content and curating and keeping you up to date on what's happening. I think that's phenomenal. And then underneath that, they just give you recommendations for things to add to your feed, maybe certain hashtags to follow, people to follow, things like that, influencers, what have you. And so so those are the three columns right there. Now, okay, so that's basically the home feed. That's basically what you have, right? You've got your, you've got your left column there. We talked about that. We talked about the right column. We talked about the LinkedIn news feed. We talked about how to post, what to click on, and then now I'm going to show you what these real important tabs mean. Okay, so obviously I'm going to go through each one of these. So obviously we know what the home feed does. I'll just click on the home feed and you can see what that does right there, right? So it just takes you, so you can click on the insignia over here to the left, or you can click on the home feed. This is the home feed, right? Now, this next button right here, okay, network. What does that mean, Professor Nez? Well, network, every time you click on network, this is what happens, okay? So you come to this screen here, and basically these are all the people that you can see here on the left. You'll see I have 21,000 connections. Like I said, I've been building my business and brand on LinkedIn for a very, very long time. Teammates. This is really cool. You can see, who are the people. I'll just click on that real fast. You can see who are the people that, work with you directly in your company, right? So in my business, personal branding, my consulting agency, my personal branding consulting agency, you'll see that, I don't have anybody here with me on that. That's my own business. And I don't have anybody who's on LinkedIn. My wife works in the business and I outsource certain people, but it's independent contracts. And so that's a really cool new feature. I think that really is powerful that you can kind of check out. And then, you can always check out your contacts, underneath that. And you can see who are these contacts that, especially if you, if you've integrated Microsoft Office. Some of you might not know this, but Microsoft bought LinkedIn back in 2016 for just a cool $26 billion. You can import contacts. You can, you can see who you recently added. And so, all the contacts that you have at work or even personal contacts, and then over here, you can even search by name or what have you, which is really, really cool. You have that option, as well. And so really, really cool, window here and cool, tab. Now you can also see the people that you follow. Okay. You can also see, 1 second here. I don't know why I did that. Okay. And you can also see, the people that you follow, what groups you belong to. Are there any events coming up? You can look at, pages that you're a part of, or that you belong to. Are there any newsletter hashtags? I'll talk about hashtags just for a moment, because, and when I get to the LinkedIn profile section, I'm just going to click on it for now. Hashtags are extremely big on LinkedIn. I mean, I could probably do an entire playlist just on hashtags and what that really means. Now, these are some of the hashtags that I follow. But you can actually, filter out your hashtags. You'll see right here where it says filter out your hashtags. And if you click over here on this, next to the X button, you can click on toggle. And what you'll see is wait, hold on a second. You'll see connections you were following. You can look at it that way. You can click on people who are out of your network, companies that you're following, and hashtags. You see that right there? Very, very cool. To really kind of, LinkedIn has given you an opportunity to really take control over what's in your news feed and take control over who you follow, which it didn't always, it wasn't very user based, or it wasn't very UI UX based before, where that wasn't always a feasible feature, or it didn't seem like very easily accessible. And so that's really, really cool. Okay, let's go back up to the top and click on network. And so back on this page here, you can also see invitations, right, that you're getting from people. Now, one thing I want to say about this, I know a lot of people on LinkedIn feel this way. People who are starting on LinkedIn feel this way. Nez, what is up with all the spam? What is up with all the spam messages? What is up with all the... I totally get it. And I may even do an entire video talking about the right way to network on LinkedIn, the right way to ask for a connection notice. Just really quickly, briefly touch up on that. I tend to accept most invitations if they give me, something that's real and something like, hey, I saw you at this conference that you gave a keynote speech at, or hey, I watched your YouTube video and it was really helpful. Something that shows me that they're putting in effort. Or right now, actually, I've kind of reached my capacity. And I'm just, I just put a follow button on my profile. I'm pretty much just accepting followers at this point. But, because I put out content all the time. But you can take control over this, and you can just, you'll see over here, there's two buttons. So these are the invitations that you have. And then over here, you can see, You can either ignore that invitations, like this individual James just sent me an invitation not long ago, or if I accept that, just click accept, right? So very, very simple. You can ignore it, and like, for example, if I click ignore right now, that person is gone, right? And I can always go back and fix that too, just by clicking or finding his name. But it's very, very easy, and that's what happens when you click on My Network. Now, scrolling down, LinkedIn will actually suggest people that you may know within similar networks and contexts and backgrounds. If you're interested, like, for example, I'm a business communications professor at Chapman University, so it's making recommendations. The algorithm is very smart, and it will let you know, even by location, demographic, even in the same industry, which is really cool. So especially for you beginners, this is a great way to build your network fast. And I think LinkedIn does a great job of identifying that for you, okay? So that's network. And again, just to touch up on that one aspect of connecting, here's something I say all the time, guys, and let me just look at you real fast that I just want to kind of say this to you. Just be real. Just be a human being. Just don't act strange. Don't act weird. Don't act, don't be salesy, and don't be a marketer. Don't be businessy. Don't be so, don't come across as just something so, inauthentic, basically. Just say, hey, Stacy, I'd really like to connect with you. I see that we're in the same industry. It'd be cool to touch base. Maybe we could have a virtual coffee. There's so many slick ways that people try to do this to get in your network. I highly advise against them, such as, hey, I think it would be great if we connected. Maybe we could bring value to each other. It's just things like that. It's like, oh my God, you sound like a terrible marketing campaign. Don't do that. It doesn't sound good. It doesn't work. Just be human. That's basically all you need to do. Okay, now the next tab up here that is important is jobs. Now, I know a lot of you guys come to LinkedIn searching for jobs. Okay, so this is really, really cool. So what LinkedIn has done is LinkedIn has taken job search to a whole new level, I think. And I've got videos. I'll leave links in the description down below where you can go check these out. I've done videos on this, and I just think LinkedIn is phenomenal when it comes to searching for jobs. You can see here in the actual search bar here, if you wanted to search, let's just say, I always kind of use this example, search project manager. You can even type in city, state, zip code, I'll just say California, and it actually populates for you. And boom. What will happen is LinkedIn will populate all of these jobs directly for you. And some of these you can even, search, you can even apply directly to LinkedIn. For example, when you see that right there where it says easy apply, if you see easy apply next to any job, okay, next to any job, basically what that means is that you can apply directly to them, right? So if I clicked on this, watch what happens. There's going to be a tab over here that says easy apply. So if I click on that, I can apply directly with my LinkedIn profile. This is why your LinkedIn profile is everything now, y'all. It's absolutely everything now, your LinkedIn profile, right? Let's go back to the jobs tab at the very top. And so going back to the jobs tab, just some other features that I think are really important to pay attention to. So searching for jobs, you can actually up here, you can actually set job alerts for certain jobs that you want. You can explore salary ranges. I have the premium feature, so I hope you can see some of this. And then if you click on more, you have different features depending on what you have. You can add different aspects to your job search with a resume builder or different application settings. It's really powerful. I mean, getting a job on LinkedIn has never become more powerful. And then down here, you can also see, depending on this is so cool because the LinkedIn algorithm will actually identify based on your profile and search history. This is so cool. Based on your profile and search history, LinkedIn will actually devise and suggest jobs that you may be a good fit for. I mean, how cool is that? And so you can see here, it's basing information on my LinkedIn profile, and some of those have the easy apply. So, it's just fantastic. The easy apply just makes it simple. You don't have to apply through easy apply. It just makes it super, super easy. And so that's the jobs tab. Now let's go look at the next tab up here, which is the messaging tab. Okay, so without being too personal, I'm going to click on that messaging tab, and I might have to blur out some of this. But essentially, this is where you can send messages, okay, to people, connections, and what have you. And you can see I've got some previous messages that I've sent. Over here, you can see that I've got some messages that, and don't want to share anything private. I've kind of done a good job of making sure I don't, I've done a good job of making sure that I don't do that. Now, really, I don't want to spend too much time on this tab for various reasons. But if you click on messaging up here at the top, now you see this little button right here. That little button right there with the little pencil and the notepad, that is where if I click that, I can write a new message, okay? And I can type in, here's what's really cool about LinkedIn, is I can type in the name, let's just say John, and watch what happens. It'll automatically populate, okay, with people. So that's what's really cool, is it will automatically populate. You don't have to, and you just click on their name, for example. If I clicked on this person right here, it'll actually show if you have a current thread going on. And so, I want to delete that right now. But very, very easy on how to message, to keep track of your messages. You can actually even search for messages too and search for people. Now, one thing I do have to say about LinkedIn is I'm going to go back to the home page here because I don't want to give away too much personal information there. But one thing that I would say about search, especially search on messaging and even search at the very top right there where you see search. One thing I want to say about that is the search feature is not even close to as sophisticated as, like, let's say Google search or maybe even any other search algorithm. The LinkedIn algorithm and the search bar, I mean, if you're like me and you're used to Google search, just nothing comes close to that. I mean, nothing comes close to the fluidity, the sophistication, the preciseness. LinkedIn is getting there. It's getting better, but it's just not quite there yet. So you may have to be a little creative, and you may have to kind of test out the search feature to really find what you're looking for immediately, or just do a little bit of actual scrolling, and so when you're actually searching for a specific message or specific person, for some reason it doesn't always pop up. So just be aware of that. Okay, so we talked about the home page, we talked about networking. Now let's talk about jobs. We talked about messaging. Now notifications, the bell icon right there. So if you click on the bell icon right there, these are notifications that you get, okay, from, your network or from LinkedIn, and you can kind of scroll through these and you can see I've got a lot of client requests coming in. This one right here is really cool because this top one, this individual actually commented on my post. Right, so I just, this is actually a video I did, Best Remote Jobs Working From Home. Fantastic tutorial, if I may say so myself. I'll leave that in the link, the description down below. But if you go to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Professor Nez, it's phenomenal, especially if you're looking to work from home and find the best remote jobs. And you get notifications on however whatever you posted and things like that. And any notification basically that you've already set up in your in your settings, and I'm going to talk about that next. And so if you click on, obviously I'm in my LinkedIn. So if you click on the Me button, right, and you'll see a drop-down menu. Just click on the Me button, and you'll see a drop-down menu. You can view your profile, right? So I'll go to my profile just really quick, and I'll show you. So this is my profile, and so what happens is, hold on a second, sorry. So what happens is this is your profile right here. So this is another way that you can go to your profile, right? Like if you go back to the home page, and you click on the left column right there. Like if I click on my name over here on the left column, that's one way to get to my profile. Obviously, I can get to my profile that way, and so that's one way. And then another way to do it is to click on that Me button, and then you'll see that drop-down menu, and then you'll come to your profile. Right now, with your LinkedIn profile, I highly suggest you check out my videos on how to optimize my LinkedIn profile, or you can just come look at my profile and you can kind of see, what makes a great LinkedIn profile. This is not going to be a tutorial on how to fix your LinkedIn profile or where to go or what have you. But the one thing that I want to share, and I've got a ton of videos in the description down below, is that if you look at the changes and the new look of LinkedIn, a lot of things have changed. I mean, you can see sort of the buttons have changed a little bit. It's just, I love it. Like, I just think these cool bubbles, you can add a profile section here. Anytime you see these pencils means you can do some editing. I absolutely love the new LinkedIn look, and I love the new LinkedIn profile. The featured section, I have an entire video on the featured section, which is essentially just a carousel of awesome content, much like a website. I mean, think of LinkedIn as your personal professional website, right? Look at this dashboard here. So this is what I mean by, having the premium feature. And you can see that I've got a all-star profile because, yes, I'm the LinkedIn master, if I don't say so myself. But you can see who's viewed your profile, which is awesome. You can look at who's looked at your latest post, where you come up on search, which is really, really cool. What keywords are people using to discover you? Discovery is very, very cool. Manage activity, your experience. Okay, I'm not going to go through all this. And then obviously, just your entire LinkedIn profile. One thing I say is recommendations are extremely important. You obviously don't need 219 like I do. I've been doing this forever. But it's good to have recommendations on your profile because that does make you look good, okay? Now, this isn't what I wanted to focus on by clicking on the Me tab over here. Now, what I wanted to focus on was some very simple kind of things that you can do to, a lot of people ask me, well, where do I fix this? Or where do I make sure people don't actually, hear about me, or I don't share anything on LinkedIn? Well, so this is where you do it. So let's go into each one of these, right? So settings and privacy. Let's go into that one first. So if you click on settings and privacy, this is essentially where you can change everything. Now, you're going to see these tabs on the left: account preferences, sign in and security, visibility. You can see all of these, and even let me kind of zoom out here a little bit. You'll see data privacy. You'll see advertising data, communications. Basically, the ones that really matter are account preferences, sign-in security, visibility, and communications. So, for example, if, right now I'm on, I think I'm on job seeking preferences. So if I click on account information, you'll see another drop-down menu here. And so it's very, very self-explanatory, very easy. So profile information. And then if you look to the right, you'll see things change as I click on something else. If I click on site preferences, and so let's just look at this real fast because this is a good one, site preferences. And so if you look at site preferences, you'll see like I can change the language that I use on LinkedIn, autoplay of videos, show whether or not I want other members to see my photos. My feed preference, I can change that, which is really cool. Choose whether or not this feature appears when people viewed your profile. See who you have unfollowed and resume following if you like. Really cool syncing option. Okay, and then you can just scroll down and it'll take you through. You see the left, the tabs change. If you just keep scrolling down, partners and services, that's where you'll kind of see that account management. That's where you can see, and anytime you want to change anything, you just click on that change button, right? You just click on that change button, so for example, if I click that, what'll happen was, it'll kind of go back to, you can change it by doing that, right? And so, let me just go back here to settings and privacy. So really, really cool stuff. Let me show you something even more resonant with the change factor. Okay, so let's click on. Here's what I want to click on. I want to click on sign in and security. Okay, so now watch this. This is where most people need help, or at least most people are wondering, how do I do this, Nez? Okay, so I'll show you exactly how to do this. So email addresses, you can add or remove email addresses, phone numbers, change password, you can change that, where you're signed in, devices that remember your password, you can change that, two-step verification, which I highly, highly recommend you do. And then visibility, check this out. This is the big one right here. Okay, I apologize. That's the one I was talking about. Whoops. So this one is the big one. Okay, so this is how a lot of people want their edits to be private. They don't want everybody to see what they've done on their LinkedIn profile. So you can kind of scroll through these and you'll see, I like to go to this one right here. So the big one that most people want to know how to change is right there. How do I save job change? So it says share job changes, education changes, work, and anniversary, right? So all you need to do is just simply click on that change button right there. Okay, just click on that change button and watch this. Okay, it'll just change. There'll be a window that pops open. Okay, there'll be a window that pops open, and all you need to do is toggle this. Yes, it saves automatically, or no. Usually automatically it might be on no, but it's just good to double check that. Like if you just don't want to share all your information, I have a lot of clients who want discretion, when they're on LinkedIn, which totally makes sense. I totally get that. And so this is where you can do that. Just go through and read each one of these, read them very, very carefully. And that's where you can really take control and ownership of your LinkedIn profile. That's where you can do it. Okay. So we're going to go in the top right here and click on back to LinkedIn. So essentially that is, that's clicking that me button again. Let's go back over there. So you have LinkedIn help too. I'm going to go to that. There's a really cool, window. LinkedIn has a great help kind of, tab that opens up so you can get help with any questions or FAQs. Language we talked about. You can manage posts and activity. This is really, really cool. And this is kind of brand new, but this is a really cool feature that's actually been added to LinkedIn. And so you can actually look at all your activity, and you see these 4 tabs right here. You can look at everything that you've liked, everything that you've commented on. Hold on a second, sorry. And everything that anything that you've commented on, what articles you've posted. Have you posted any articles, in the past? Access to your posts. Obviously, I've done some posts very recently. Any documents that you've posted recently. I mean, I've posted several documents very, very recently, especially a lot of people asked about my media kit, which I actually posted on my LinkedIn page, which I'm very, very proud of. And so, you can, it's just a great thing. And again, that's located over there in that me button right there, managing posts. And if you have a company page, you can actually manage your company page right here, any posted jobs. And anytime you want to log out on LinkedIn, you can just click sign out. I don't usually do that, but I just usually just X out, but you can do that. Now, so we talked about home, network, jobs, messaging, notifications, me. Now, what's this little crazy tic-tac-toe crossword puzzle that says work? Well, let's check that out. So if I click on work, watch what happens here. So you're going to see this tab open over here on the right. Now, this is what I want to show you. So this is other LinkedIn products. Remember how I was talking about if you have a featured premium subscription, you can actually click on each one of these buttons here. You get a couple of these won't be included, but LinkedIn Learning is amazing because these are all certified courses that LinkedIn bought lynda.com. If you remember lynda.com, LinkedIn bought lynda.com not that long ago. And so if you click on LinkedIn Learning, you'll be sent over to the learning platform. And these are all these amazing courses that, you can actually browse and check out. And some of them actually come with certifications that you can directly post and add to your LinkedIn profile. Talk about building your ethos. Talk about building your credibility. I mean, it's just LinkedIn Learning is fantastic. And they literally have courses on everything. Okay. And the cool thing is, if you look at the very top, is it actually opens up, okay, in a new tab. So you have your LinkedIn Learning tab, and then you have your actual LinkedIn tab right up here. You see that? So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool right there. It actually opens up in a new tab. I'm just going to X out on that and go back to LinkedIn. Again, we're looking at this kind of crossword thing that I just clicked over here, and then this opened up. Okay. So check this out. This is really cool. So insights, post a job, find leads with Sales Navigator, salary insights. ProFinder is a service-based kind of almost like a freelance app that LinkedIn governs. Groups. You have also LinkedIn Business Solutions, Talent Solutions, Sales Solutions. I'm not going to get too into all of these, but I mean, I wanted to show you LinkedIn Learning because I think that that's just so important. And, you can kind of play with the other ones. I mean, Salary Insight is kind of cool too. But I don't want to get too heavily involved in that because you can just end up, being this tutorial is already too long. So I don't want this to go forever. If you're interested, by the way, leave comments below. If you're interested though, as a business, as an entity, solopreneur, sole proprietor, or what have you, coach, consultant, let me know. I'll do tutorials on those. I have no problem doing that. And so that really covers the tabs up there. If you want to advertise, obviously LinkedIn has an ads mechanism, which I've done multiple ads. I haven't done anything recently, but that's also something that you can do. And so let me just zoom out here. So, oops, sorry. And so we're on the homepage now. Okay, back to the homepage. And so that's pretty much everything that you need to know about LinkedIn. Now, let me click on the homepage one more time. I want to kind of cover this posting content again, just, really, really briefly. Okay. So if I click on start a post, okay, now, let me X out of this. So let me go back. So you can post a photo, you can post a video, you can post a job, and you can write an article. Really easy, right? Now, you can also, you don't have to do this right now. You can also just click on start a post, and you'll see down here that you can actually add your photo, video, or document as well as copy, right? And what does copy mean? Copy means just some type of contextual writing that relates to the video, photo, or document, right? And just think of it as a caption for your post. Now, here's what's really interesting. If you look at these little bubbles down here, celebrate an occasion, find an expert, add a profile, which is so cool, share that you're hiring. My newest favorite feature, create a poll. Like, watch this. If I click on create a poll, I can actually ask a question up here, and then look how cool this is. I can add options, right? So for example, if I wanted to say, who do you think, oh, this is terrible. I shouldn't even do this. You don't do politics on social media. Who do you think will win the election? Right? So that's my question, right? And so option 1, obviously, we'll say Biden. Option 2, we'll say, probably by the time you're watching this has already been decided. You could even add an option. This is so cool too. I could add an option if I wanted to. And then really cool, I can add the poll duration. So if I just click on this drop-down menu, I can do 1 day, 3 day, 1 week, 2 weeks. I think 1 week is pretty good to get an idea. Well, obviously, might have to do 3 days for a question like this. And then once I click done, it'll show me what it looks like, and I can still add some context. And then you see that little post button right there. I just click on that. It even gives you suggestions for hashtags, which is really awesome. And I highly, highly recommend, let me just X out on this. I definitely do not want to post this. I highly, highly recommend that you post content on LinkedIn. I highly, highly recommend that you think about building your personal brand on LinkedIn. But that's not for this recording. That's not for this tutorial. I hope you got a lot out of this long, in-depth, step-by-step new LinkedIn update, new LinkedIn look platform tutorial. I really, really think that you should consider subscribing. I would love it if you hit that smash button, aka that like button down below, because I'm bringing brain-busting content every single week, 2, 3 times, sometimes 4 times a week. I would love it if you click subscribe and hit that bell notification, and give us a like, and make sure that you leave a comment down below if you have any questions about this tutorial. If you're like, hey Nez, what about this? Or hey Nez, I had a question about that. You know what? You may be surprised to hear this, but I respond to all the comments, all of them. So if you ask me a question, I don't have an assistant or anything like that that's going to do it. I do it. I'm taking my YouTube channel and my content very seriously, and I need to give it my own personal human touch. So even if I have hundreds or thousands of comments, I make it a point to set aside some time to answer all of them. So thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. I wish you nothing but the best. I hope you got a lot out of this tutorial. Go check out these other videos, because these other videos are so valuable and will complement this video. You'll get a ton out of them. So instead of saying goodbye, I'll say, hey, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much.